Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? What up, what's happening, y'all? What's happening? I was supposed to be on Jessica's live, talking about our new song called You That One, but she told me to start the live. So, good afternoon, good evening to all who is here. Hey, my baby. If Jessica started this live on her end, I would be frustrated. How y'all doing? Y'all good? There we go. All right. Let's get her in. Jessica, come in. Hi. I was like, please don't tell me this girl is starting a live when she just told me to start a live.
Well, I was confused because I didn't see you going live, but then I realized I wasn't on my Wi-Fi at my house. So I was like, that was actually probably the problem. But nonetheless, here I
Oh,
am. Hello.
hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I am in the rush to try to see if I can get me a haircut before my trip to Hawaii.
There. Don't want to be going to Hawaii looking not as cute as you
Yes,
did.
I had to give me some. I had to give me some shorts and everything. Today didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. Like
Understand?
I purposely ordered my Hoochie Daddy
Your
Hot
hoochie.
Boy, Hoochie Daddy Hot Boy summer shorts. It was
Okay.
a matching set. It was gonna be killer, and got it. And I was like, these are too small. I'm like, no, Jesus, no.
Damn.
And I had to go ahead, rush to the store, see if I can get me some shorts, and then try to get my hair cut earlier. You know how black shops are sometimes.
I
Sometimes
do.
they take forever, and I'm like looking at this dude that's supposed to be cutting hair. He's hugging these girls, checking out girls with booties and everything. I'm like, dude, come on. I got places to be. So I had to rush to rehearsal, got my smog test. So now I'm here with you, but I am doing good, living good, feeling great. How are you?
I'm doing good, looking great as well. Today has also been a little unexpected for me as far as like the order of events, but generally speaking, I'm doing well. Happy to be here with you. Happy that you're going to go on vacation because I know you've been working very, very hard and deserve
Yes.
a vacation. So,
Yes. Pray my strength because these LA drivers are
something else.
Jesus, my God. But anyway, I'm gonna let you kick it off since
Cool.
this you brought the song to me, so let's do it. However you want to do it. I got some time.
Well, hello, people of Instagram. Hello, everyone who's joining. Hopefully, we get lots of people on soon. But basically, Isaiah and I wrote a song. It's called You That One. I think it's really
Y'all,
great. It
y'all.
came out yesterday, and I just wanted to have a little convo about how we wrote it because people always, at least for me, when my favorite artists put out songs, I'm always wanting to know the story behind it and like how it came to be, and just I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in the story, and so I figured why not tell people our story, you know?
So, do you wanna tell how we met?
Sure. So back in my day, back in the days of Clubhouse, when Clubhouse was
When
actually fun,
when Clubhouse was fire.
it was
Everybody was in Clubhouse.
it was really like a moment in history that I don't think is going to come back, or at least not come back in the same way on Clubhouse. But like,
Mm-mm.
there was this period of time for those who weren't there in the fall, winter of 2020 when Clubhouse was really popping and you could find a lot of great community there. You could find collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
A few people went on being like, oh, I'm going to be moving to Nashville or moving to New York or moving to LA or whatever. And like they would find roommates, which was kind of cool. And a lot of times they'd be like, oh, I make music and I want a roommate who makes music. And so that happened for some people. But yeah, Isaiah and I kept ending up in the same rooms and hearing each other's music. And I think he liked my music and I liked his music. And we were just like, we need to make something together. And so we connected on Instagram through Clubhouse originally, and then picked a day and a time, and we got to writing. And you probably don't remember this, but I remember the first time you got on Zoom with me. I was like, "Hi, Isaiah, like, what's going on? Like, just trying to be happy and get to know you." And you like stumbled over your words a few times or something, and you were like, "I'm just really nervous. I'm just really nervous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I'm just like, "Please don't be nervous."
I
Like,
don't remember that at all.
I
Don't
very
remember that.
vividly remember you talking about you were nervous to talk to me, or not nervous to talk to me, but just you were nervous in general. And I was like, I'm real regular degular. Like, you don't have,
Okay, yeah, I probably wasn't nervous about
not,
talking to
not about
you.
talking to me, but you might have, I don't know what you were nervous about, but you definitely said you were nervous. And I was like, it's A-okay. And I feel like when I write with new people, something that I always enjoy doing, which doesn't always get to happen, but what I enjoy is like, play me some songs you're working on or songs you've already done. And we'd already heard some of our stuff in Clubhouse anyway. But, you played me some of your music, I played you some of mine. And, I'd already talked to you so much on Clubhouse anyway at that point. But it was cool to, see your face while you talk. And I think at the time, and please feel free to jump in if I'm, getting the
Yeah,
story wrong or, saying anything that's not accurate,
yeah.
or if you have anything to add. But yeah, so we thought about writing, I think we talked about writing the tracks. And
Mhm.
at the time, I want to say either you were freshly with your girlfriend or had just moved in with her or something along those lines because it was
I
late
think it
2020.
was so I think this was during the pandemic when the pandemic was very when it was heavy. It
Yeah.
was like we were locked down. We
Yes. There was
were
see it was like, you go outside, you could die. Like it was
yes.
that period.
So mind you, me and my girlfriend Renee were already dating,
Mhm.
and I was doing Sunday service at the time. When the pandemic happened and when the Clubhouse boom happened, this is when we were really spending like 3 to 4 days a week with each other and
Mm,
just literally locking in. And like we kind of went through our, seeing that was kind of like our test and try a test of if we could live together possibly type of things, and if
right.
we actually really liked each other. Because
Yeah.
mind you, when we first started dating, I was touring with Ye, and literally we would only see each other for probably like 5 to 6 hours a week, just
Mm,
because we were touring going in and out of town every week. So during this COVID time, we really locked in and kind of just realized that she was dope as hell. She was the girl that I was gonna be with.
nice.
So that was kind of the consensus of that. And
Nice.
I don't know who brought the idea up first,
Well, I was
but
gonna say, I feel like it was just kind of like love was in the air during the day because first of all, let me just say this. I love it when I'm talking to a man, just like platonically, just, like getting to know somebody, and
mhm,
they bring up the fact that they have a girlfriend. Because for me, like I've had
mhm.
experiences with men before where like I know them for a few months and then all of a sudden it's my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you have a girlfriend? That's
Yeah,
great. How long have you guys been dating?
somebody just come
And I'm
out of the
just
woodwork, just like, oh,
well, but not even someone who's new, but like all of a sudden I'll know somebody for months and they'll bring up a girlfriend. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You've got a girlfriend. Great. How long have you been dating? And they'll be like, oh yeah, for about 2 years. And I'm like, how do you not ever bring her up? And I'm not even talking about people who I'm interested in dating. I guess the point I'm
mhm.
trying to make is that like I feel like people who are really committed to their relationships and like really feel very strongly about their partners just casually bring them up. And so to me, it was just very clear that like you loved this woman.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
at the time, I had a crush on a guy,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh yeah, I remember.
yes, I was very much like in the I don't even want to call it honeymoon phase, but just like when things are new and exciting, and I'm just like, oh, I really like him, yeah, and
Yeah,
who
you're
knows?
in the you're in the fresh Ziploc phase.
Yes, yes, very much. And yeah, so it was just, I think we both kind of got the vibes that like it would be really cool to write about love or write about like feeling really great with somebody.
Hmm.
And so we, hopefully he's not listening, which he probably isn't, but like we had this track that I had from a producer that we both
Mm-hmm.
kind of liked. And so we started writing to that. But I started playing, for those who don't know, I play piano. I started playing the chords of that track on the piano. And we would
Mm-hmm.
kind of slow it down a little bit and like kind of play with things. And even in the bridge of You That One, the chords for You That One bridge was not in the original track. Like we were adding stuff and
Mm-hmm.
things like
Oh
that.
yeah, we had to doctor that track up for a minute.
Yeah. And then this is later on in the story, but like later on, I ended up taking the chords that we worked on and actually producing it into a different track with another producer named Wes. But in the session, it was just really cool to have a track as like a jumping off point, but actually have a lot of flexibility with the music because I can play piano and we can kind of go here and there with that. But yeah, before we get into some other stuff, because I had some other stuff I want to talk about the song, do you remember anything else about the session before we even started writing?
No, I think you pretty much said it all. I think it was just really organic. Normally when I write, and I think you can attest to it too, it's
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of times just writing to the production
Mm-hmm.
and, not really doctoring
Oh,
things
come
up.
on Melanin. Looking
You, you,
nice.
you know, as soon as I get this haircut, I'm gonna be looking more nice because I'm scruffy right now. But anyway, yeah, like normally I'm used to just really writing to tracks and not really changing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you were the first co-write that actually played the keys
Mm-hmm.
fluidly, and I got excited. And you were a black woman playing keys and producing, and doing all of this other stuff. So I was really, really, really heavily excited, and I just remembered that portion of it of like, okay, so we actually building this shit
Yeah,
off from
we're
from from
building.
from you know what I'm saying? And we actually made it into something great. I'll let you kind of further the story.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I think, and we just talked about this the other day, but I think you kind of came from a world of you were more familiar with top lining, which when people don't know what that is, it's like when you have a track that's already made and then you add the melody and lyric, which is the top line. And I think at the time, I've gotten a lot better at top lining at this point, but at the time, I was still more familiar with writing to the piano. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it
And
ended up being, oh, go ahead.
and I think I know I was definitely fluid in both, but
Oh,
I've been doing a lot more top lining at that time of
got
to the original tracks. Like I love write. I usually write to loops.
it.
I
Right.
used to write to loops, but then I got into a system, especially when Clubhouse was really booming.
Mm-hmm.
People sending out packs like it was
Right.
candy.
Right.
So it was that facet of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely like when we first started it. It was really dope, and I respected you lyrically. I feel like we say this a lot. I am the yin to your yang,
Yes, you are.
definitely, because we always kind of go back to this conversation of
The magician
if yeah.
scientist.
And
Yeah.
I am very much so magician. I have some scientist type of tricks, but
Mm-hmm.
I am very much so a magician.
Mm-hmm.
And you are so much of a scientist. Like it doesn't make any sense at all.
That makes sense. But I think that's why we're a really good match, you know. And for those who, have never heard, don't know what we're talking about. Oh, yay. Okay, cool. We're back. Also, I wanted to tell you, when we're done with the live, can you save it? Because I want to eventually post it on my page.
I got you.
Um, but anyways, yeah, for those who don't know what we're talking about with the magician versus the scientist, I want to say it was Kai who brought it up originally in a clubhouse room where we were talking about some people in the way that they. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Kai. It was Mickey from Hard Drive. She was doing like a live interview with someone, and someone called her the magician. So what basically the point is that like some people just have this really magical way of
Thank you.
creating where it almost seems like they're just like plucking stuff out of thin air, and it just kind of flows in like a magic, like ooh, mystified kind of way. And
Yeah,
that's
I
I say
know. I know the original person that I heard that from, because Mickey Hat did say it, but the
Mhm.
original person that I heard that from, the first person I heard it from, was a songwriter by the name of J.Q. Smith. He
I think she
wrote,
was
yeah,
interviewing with JQ Smith.
yep, she was
Yeah.
interviewing with J.Q. Smith, and he written Usher's Yeah, Icebox Omarion. He did a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And when I think of our relationship, it is definitely much so yin and yang.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely, where she thinks a lot at, I don't think a lot at, and where I think a lot at, she doesn't think a lot at times. So, it's very, very much so that.
Yeah. So that said, that's the magician versus the scientist thing. But yeah, so that's, we were feeling the lovey-dovey vibes. We started with a track, but then kind of moved beyond the track, which later on, after our session, kind of got built up into the music that we're hearing today. And I kind of wanted to go over some of these lyrics. I'm just gonna talk through the lyrics if that's cool with you.
Yes, yeah.
So feel free to jump in anytime if you remember anything about these. Um,
Okay.
so here's the lyrics. Part of me was thinking that love, it wasn't for me, and
Mm-hmm.
never would I ever come close to find the missing piece. I thought the spark died with the butterflies. Now that one, I feel like I remember being like really gagged over that line.
Yes.
Because I feel like it took a while for us to get the whole there was something I remember we'd said something about I don't get the butterflies anymore, but now I do, and it's really cool that
Mm-hmm.
I do. So I thought the spark died with the butterflies, and never would I reach those heights. I stopped looking for love when it quit looking for
Mm-hmm.
well, I really just love that verse. I love this whole song, but I especially love the way that we kind of set up the story in the first verse, where it's just you already the table is set for the pre to then show up and say, "But then I met you,"
Yeah.
and part of me knew that we just clicked and it just worked. And I feel like this is the point in the pre where we're getting more into because my thing was new. My little lovey-dovey situation was new. But I feel like this is
Mm-hmm.
where we get to the you and Renee part where
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
but then I met this person named Renee and we just clicked and it just worked because I feel like when love is right, it feels simple. You know,
Oh yeah.
like when
Definitely.
love is really right and when I observe and have felt love that felt really right, it's simple. Like it's not a lot of complication.
Yeah. I think the
Um,
thing that I remember most, and I see most now looking back at the song, is I'm very much so, and I think you can agree to this. I'm very much so the imagery, like, entendre person at times. And, at times I can get conversational, but this was the most conversational I've gotten in a minute.
yeah.
Even when you read it, it's literally like you're really just literally just
It's like
talking.
a diary. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's literally just talking. And I think on this one I gave more, not more melody, but I gave a lot melodically on this, I think.
Yeah.
And that pre just set up everything, especially for then I met you, I finally
Come on,
knew,
both of us
like,
singing the right key. Yes.
like it just literally, definitely, I can definitely say that was the experience, because I still feel like that
Yeah.
with my girlfriend. So, and then going into the chorus, how do you remember us coming up with that chorus?
Let me finish reading the pre, and then I'll
Yeah.
get the chorus. So, but then I met you, and part of me knew that we just clicked. It just worked. Why refuse? I'm running to you. I can't believe I get to say. Now, the I
Mm,
can't believe I get to say, I vaguely remember we didn't have that last line for a minute, or
mm-hmm.
we had it and we're like, can we beat this? But then it just kind of felt right after a while.
And
Um,
I think we need to mention this. Most of the time, I'm very much so, if it sounds good, it feels good, it is good.
yeah,
Most of the time, you are the one to say, well, let's try to beat that. Let's try to
yeah,
beat that. And we really tried to beat that. And I'm like,
we just couldn't do it.
no.
Right.
Because
And
I,
go
no, because I think sometimes with us being songwriters, sometimes we can just really overanalyze so much.
hmm
And we can be like, we can't say, I'm in the pool, feeling cool, looking fresh. Oh yes, we can't say that. we got to find a new way to say it. I'm like, but if it feels good,
Well,
and
first
that's
of
how
all,
it's,
yeah, if it feels good, it's right. But also, like, sometimes you really do be in the pool looking cool, feeling fresh, like, oh, yes. You know what I mean?
I made that up, and I might have to put that in the song because
We should
definitely
do it. Totally do it.
yes,
It's summertime lyrics, so definitely do it.
yes,
But I also wanted to touch really quickly. You were talking about how usually you like to use a lot of imagery and are, I don't want to say that you're less conversational, but I guess I don't know how you would phrase your ratio of like uh, imagery versus conversational. But I think I remember during the song, during writing it, us trying to put more imagery in there, but also realizing that what we were kind of coming up with at the time just felt really good and it felt really natural and it felt organic and it felt personal, I guess is
yeah,
the point I'm trying to make, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And part of me feels like we get into imagery in the second verse, but I don't remember. So
I think we
anyway,
do. Yeah.
yeah. So then we go to the chorus. You always make me feel that way. Oh, I just remembered something. I'll say it in the end. You always make me feel that way, feel so alive, more than a vibe. You touched a special place deep inside, and I don't want to hide. You got me laughing over nothing and dancing in the rain. Don't care if I look stupid, you take away the pain. You make me feel that way, and there's nothing left to say. Yeah, you're that one.
Hmm.
So I remember, I kind of feel like we wrote the verse and the pre before we wrote the chorus.
I
Um,
think we did.
I think we did as well. I definitely think we wrote the verse first. But then I remember we were trying to figure out what to say in the chorus. And I was like, well, tell me about you and Renee. Like, tell me more about that whole situation. And you would just talk about her and talk about the fact that you loved her and like the reasons why. And I was, slick writing shit down, trying to like catch the little gems. And at the end of what you were saying, you were just like, yeah, I mean, she's that one. And I was like, that's it. That's our song right there. She's that one, or you that
Hmm.
one. And so I think we kind of built the chorus around that. And I
Yeah.
remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm pretty sure that line, don't care if I look stupid, you take away the pain. I don't remember this happening, but it would be very on brand for me to be like, ooh, it's stupid the word we want to use. What about silly? What about something else? Ooh, I don't know. Just because I think for
Very much so.
yes, I think for me as a woman, and this could be true for anyone, but I definitely want to say for me as a woman, I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk about looking stupid in the song because the last thing you want to do is be a woman looking dumb as fuck over some dude. But at the same time, like, number one, if you're laughing over nothing and dancing in the rain, you probably do look a little dumb anyway. Like, is she okay?
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes it's just like, I just love this person. And not that you look stupid when you are in love, but like sometimes shit don't make sense to anybody but the people in the relationship, and that's okay,
Mm.
you know?
And I gotta write this song because I think I wrote this. I
The
wrote
pool.
like no, just because sometimes the greatest type of fool is a fool in love.
Yeah, I mean, there's that song like "Why Do Fools Fall?" Fools fall
Hmm.
in love in a hurry. Da, 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 da.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think love is one of those things. I think I want to say it's French, where like the translation of being in love from French to English. I think it's French. It might be another language, but I'm pretty sure it's French. Is like a shared delusion.
Hmm.
And love can be a shared delusion in a really beautiful way, sometimes in a really not so great way, but a lot of
Yeah.
times it's like this little world that you create with another person and only you and that other person live in it. And if it ends and you go find love with someone else, that's still love, but it's a different little world.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was, Renee's that one.
Yep.
And then of course the post, what I call the post chorus is yeah, you that. It was just
Yeah.
we
I think I came up with that,
I
and
think you
then
did too.
we were trying to find the rhythm of it. What's funny a lot of time is I have my own inset rhythm, and
Mhm.
then when you try to follow it, it's just like no. And then
No,
when I try to follow your rhythm, it's like
yeah,
no.
yeah,
That's why I say we're very much so yin and yang.
Hmm.
but will we still walk in the vicinity of whatever we are trying to communicate?
Yes.
Like we could be saying the same thing, but I say it and interpret it a very different way than you do.
Yes. Facts. Definitely facts. But yeah, I think when we got to that, yeah, yeah, that, yeah, yeah, that, yeah, yeah, that one, I think we both understood that we've got a really thick song lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said a lot, but not even that we use a ton of words, but just like this heavy stuff right here.
Yeah.
And we needed some lightness and we needed some repetition and something that we needed something where at the end of the line you didn't go, You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of our lines before that, you could go, I felt that at the end of
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
We,
This was more of a sure thing. It was like more of a okay, I got
yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have to think about that.
facts. But yeah, then we go to the second verse. And even just looking at it now, tons of imagery. So this was definitely the point where we were like, okay, let's be songwriters now. So second verse. Just when I stopped looking, stopped wishing on my shooting star,
Whew.
because I've been
Wait, first of
right,
all,
right. But this is what I mean is that so many of our lines you can go at the end of it that we needed that yeah you that yeah you that yeah you that one.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start over for the people in the back. Verse 2.
Huh?
Just when I stopped looking, stopped wishing on my shooting star. Because I've been dealt a lot of jokers. Thought love wasn't in the card. I love
I remember you. I remember you were struggling with that Joker's line and figuring out how the
how to do
perfect
it.
placement for it.
Yeah.
Like you are very much so a placement person. Like it has to be the right placement. It has to be like I'm like no, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, and most of the time I'm looking at you like
Mhm.
until you figure it out.
Until I figure it out. Because I think with me, and obviously I'll get back to the lyrics, but like I think with me, I'm really big on structure. So I think that's also that's also related to like the placement of the words. Because my thing is it has to be structurally sound, which is why a lot of times when we write together and you'll come up with a line that's not quite right, but you're still like tweaking it, and I'm trying to help, but I'm just trying to be like, okay, you've got this word. Where does the word need to hit in the bar so I can work backwards from where it needs to be? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah, so we kind of tweaked that one a lot, but I think we got it. So I'm gonna start from I just love this second, like the whole
I
fucking
know.
amazing.
I know.
Anyways, just when I stopped looking, stopped wishing on my shooting star,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been dealt a lot of jokers, thought love wasn't in the cards. You caught me off guard, lightning to my heart. I love that.
Never. Ugh.
Never thought prayers could ever reach that far.
Ugh.
Finally, someone found the beauty hidden under my scars. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a song, if it wasn't obvious already, it's a song about like, look, I really didn't know if I was gonna catch lightning in a bottle the way that I did with
Mm-hmm.
love. And it's just when you find that right person, it's like all of the doubts just disappear. You know?
Yep.
I gotta write that down. All the doubts disappear.
Yep.
Um
Yeah. Nah, I definitely say like that's. I would probably say the song is in reverse so far as my favorite parts in the song. So when we do get to the bridge, which we'll get to the bridge, that's like my pinnacle of the song.
yeah.
And then the second verse is just like ooh, 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 ooh. Like the bridge is like the knockout punch for me.
Yeah.
And then the second verse I feel like satisfied me more my creative, like real, like just deep part of me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I feel like it's kind of like a tutorial on how to kind of like
There it is.
baby walk your audience into
There it
being
is.
deep.
Yep. There
You
it
know
is.
what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, I definitely think second verse. I think we got into a rhythm with the second verse,
We did.
and we just kept on going with it. So yeah, you can finish it off.
Yeah. No, I wanted to add to that. I feel like I said earlier, I feel like the first verse and kind of the first pre it reads so much almost like a diary. And then we get to the chorus and it's also like songwriting plus diary. But by the time we get to the second verse, we were just like, oh, we got something. Let's flex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's flex some writer muscles that not to say that we weren't flexing in the first verse, but like, let's really be creative here and be kind
Yeah.
of not
Let's
cool,
paint
but
the picture.
yeah, let's really paint the picture now that we've got all the emotional, conversational, intimate, personal stuff out. But yeah, on to the second pre. Very similar to the first pre, because when I met you, switch from and when to I think cause when. Because when
Hmm.
I met you, I suddenly knew that we just clicked. It just worked. Won't refuse. I'm running to you. You
Uh-huh.
amaze me every day. And
Yes.
like that's the kind of love that everybody's kind of searching for. The love where it's just, you know, randomly on a Tuesday afternoon, they do something really what seems like it could be simple, but you just look at them like
Hmm. And
this
they
song
don't even have to
about
be in
when
the
he put the
room.
dishes away.
They don't even have to be in the room because I have a lot of those moments about Renee
Mhm.
where I see somebody do something really dope and then I instantly think of Renee. I'm like,
Mm.
it really fits and it really, and I think for so far as the songwriting tip of even though we had the same, pretty much almost the same
Mhm.
pre-hook, it's
Mhm.
just those little tweaks, those
Mhm.
little word switches that can kind of develop, that can kind of like still
It ups the
build.
intensity.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely I remember that, and then we go back into the chorus, of course,
Yep.
and all of that, and then we come to.
And then the bridge. So first of all, before I read the lyrics to the bridge, I'm not saying every song needs a bridge because every song doesn't. However, this
Hmm.
weirdo landscape that
Oh,
we've been living in for the past few years, where a whole bunch of songs are just bridgeless,
oof.
has been weird to me for a long time. Now, again,
I'm a sucker for a good bridge.
but that's the thing though, is that I feel like the bridge is so many people's favorite part of songs they love. Especially
Hmm.
when you go back to, and I feel like so much of this song is pulling from the tradition of '90s R&B, but working
Hmm.
into a pop context. I mean, those '90s bridges were just like,
Oh
ooh,
yeah,
just
this was definitely
like coming
90s
from your gut. And
all
I
day.
feel
This
like,
is this was definitely 90s.
yeah, and I feel like our bridge, it's in that tradition of the kind of bridge that is just like, oh, like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so soulful. I think the bridge is the most soulful part of the song. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And let's get to the words, man, because like
Yeah,
I think we every time we listened to this song, I was like, okay, the bridge.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So for those just joining, we're talking about You That One. We talked about the first verse. We kind of set it up in a very conversational kind of way of talking about, I didn't think I would find love pre-chorus, but then I met you and you were so great. Chorus, you make me feel so good. You That One. Second verse, adding some more imagery in, painting the picture about how I really didn't think I'd find, the love of my life, but then
Hmm.
second pre, then I met you. Chorus, you're so great. You make me feel so great. You That One into the bridge. It's true what they say.
So,
Real love comes to those who wait.
ugh.
And you prove it every day. I feel at home in your embrace.
Woo.
And
Oh,
it's the lyric, but for me, personally, it's the chord changes. Because we don't
yes,
hear, harmonically speaking, the bridge is brand new. I mean, I guess everything about the bridge is brand new, but like when we get to those changes on the piano, or I was playing it on the piano, but like the changes in the track, when it gets to the bridge, it just does something to me. Um,
man. For
yeah,
me, it's the melody change
yes,
because
and
we're introducing,
the space.
yeah, the space. Because I don't know, did I come up melodic? Did I maybe sing melodically something and then we just fine tuned it? I'm not. I feel like I
To be
did.
to be honest, I vaguely remember, and I could be wrong, but I vaguely remember me playing the chords a lot and just kind of cycling through those bridge chords and just kind of really, I was having a magician moment and just
Hmm.
really feeling it and having a crush on someone and like just letting that naturally just kind of take over me and being like, it's true what they say, real love comes to those who wait, or something along those lines. I
Hmm.
kind of feel like the first two were mine. Um,
Okay.
but either way, however it happened, I just remember writing the bridge with you, and it just overtook me. And I think it might have
Yeah.
overtaken you too, because that's really the moment where it's you can breathe. I think that's what it is about the bridge, is that the space in the melody, but also the way that the chords are moving differently. The bridge is the first time in the song where you actually
Yeah.
like exhale. Because previously it's, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna find somebody. And it's also a little bit of like, I'm never gonna find somebody. And then the chorus
Yep.
happens and it's like, oh my gosh, I found somebody, I'm so excited. And then the bridge is really that like, wow, man.
Like
This
you're on cloud nine, like you're literally floating through the clouds.
yeah. Yes, the bridge is the I'm on cloud nine. Like I
Like,
don't have to keep thinking I can't believe it happened because I've just accepted and like fully
mhm.
internalized that it happened and I'm just
Yep.
so grateful for it. The bridge is gratitude.
Yeah. It's you're accepting that you're finally flying.
Yeah. Like what's that John Legend song on his first
So
album?
high.
Yes, So High. Yes, The Bridge is So High by John Legend. Yeah.
Ooh, it feels so crazy. Yeah.
Yes, that is the bridge for sure.
But
Um,
I
go ahead.
love that. I love that bridge. I just like, and then we were trying to figure out. I think I did the demo,
Mm-hmm.
which for me, I just like, I felt like a woman should have sang this song.
Mm-hmm.
And I can you talk about the process of like finding the actual person to cut this,
Yes.
because that's the important thing also
Yeah.
too, for anybody that's a writer and that you're writing for someone else in mind,
Mm-hmm.
to sing this, like the person who communicates the message is as important as what are the lyrics that's being written.
Absolutely. Do you remember who we originally, or I think you said who originally should sing the song? Like a famous person?
What did I say?
You said Tori Kelly, which I
Oh,
thought was
wow.
so interesting because the voice
That
we
makes
got,
sense.
yeah, the voice we got is similar in that. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Tori Kelly is biracial. But I
Yes.
think when you said Tori Kelly, you were thinking, or we had said something about like a white girl, but like a real soulful white girl.
Mm-hmm.
And the singer who we ended up getting, Julia,
Oh,
I
love her.
remember during the session, we were talking about something, I think something about Anita Baker. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love Anita Baker. And I've known Julia for years. Like I met her in college, but I didn't know she fucked with Anita Baker like that. And honestly, it always kind of shocks me when white people even know who Anita Baker is.
Yeah, because Anita Baker is not like your Whitney's. It's
Right.
like not saying that she's not respected, but
No,
it's not like you don't
like
hear a lot of.
our worst kept secret.
Yeah, it's like you don't hear a lot of white girls saying, "Oh yeah, I love Anita Baker," like because Anita is very sultry. She's a sultry alto,
Yep.
like a very sultry alto. And when you think of people that are not of the culture,
Mm-hmm.
they always think of the Whitneys and the
Right.
the big belters, like, and you know, it just threw me off that she said that.
Yes, me too. I was just like, oh, you know about Anita Baker? What you know about Anita Baker?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense in that her voice is so just beautiful in general. But also she's got that sultry, sexy, sensual, but very much a storyteller type of vibe to her
Yep.
voice. And
Mm-hmm.
you and I have worked with her already on the three of us, you, me, and Julia, have written something together that we liked.
Mm-hmm.
I've written songs with Julia before that I liked. I'm sure you two will do something at some point
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, she's like an A1 human being and vocalist. Like she's
Oh yeah. It was amazing. I'm so glad this song. I'm really gonna try to pitch this song to as
yeah.
many places as I can, because I feel like this was this. I feel like
It's
this song set off your project really well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely a hit. And I know that like nobody likes to say it's a hit because it's like we don't really know if it's a hit. Like the public tells you it's a hit, but in my mind it's a hit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's the kind of hit too for me that I've played people my music before, which for those who don't know, I do a lot of pop music. And sometimes I can tell that people are like, "Oh, this is really good. I really fuck with I fuck with this on a this is quality music type of way." But
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm not really into pop like that. But one of the great things I find about this song is that one, it's undeniably a quality song,
Oh
and
yeah,
two,
definitely.
there's something for everybody in it. You know what I mean? Like if you like R&B, there's something for you in the song. If you like pop, there's something for you in the song. If
Oh
you like
yeah.
country, there's storytelling out the wazoo in this song, which is so much of what country music is. If you like rock, you might like the guitar-esque type of
Hmm.
uh, vocal chops in the chorus, maybe
Yeah.
perhaps. But it just seems like there's something for everybody to grab onto with this song, which is part of what makes me feel like this is really a really special song.
Yep. And to kind of conclude it, because my
You got to get your hair cut.
yeah, I gotta get my hair cut.
Yeah.
What are we to expect from the rest of the things that you're gonna be releasing?
Well, one of the songs I'm going to be releasing is a song I wrote with Julia. For those who don't know, I'm working on a project that is all about love and how you feel when you're in love, how it feels to want love, how it feels when love ends, just all types of love themes. It's pop music. It's pop music with a black woman at the steering wheel, which is not super duper common these days, or at the very least not super duper common in the mainstream. And I think people are going to really like it. I think it's going to be a really honest project, but also a project full of bops and a
Yep.
project full of intention. And it's been in the oven for a while, and so I think it's
Yep.
about ready to take it out the oven and enjoy its deliciousness.
Yeah, I can honestly say it's always a pleasure working with you.
Yeah,
Even when we are not aligned sometimes lyrically, I feel like we always go back and be like, okay, let's try to understand it from everybody's perspective, come back, and then 9 times out of 10, we work it out and we figure out how to make the song that much better. So I
absolutely.
really love, we got some more stuff in the pipeline. I know it. And man, I'm excited. I'm glad that this is out. I'm
Me too.
definitely gonna, I'm happy.
Thank you. I'm so happy to know you and also call you like a friend and collaborator. So I feel blessed to be like I feel blessed to have your phone number. I think like
Aw,
you're super
yeah.
dope. For those, one last thing I wanted to mention. One, Isaiah has a bunch of amazing songs out that people should absolutely check out. Isaiah
Yes,
Jones.
yes.
I can barely spell his first name. It's got a lot of vowels in it, but
Yep.
it's in his
It's all
profile.
good.
Two, whenever I put out new music, I always make a like accompanying playlist for it. And so if anyone wants to check out a playlist full of songs with a very similar vibe to You That One or anything that I've put out, there's links to that in my bio. And then also, if you're interested in pop music made by Black women, then I have a playlist called hashtag Black Girls Love Pop. And you can check that out in my bio as well because Black girls do a lot of shit well and we do pop well and we're underrepresented.
Already.
So, yes, we're underrepresented there. So there's a playlist full of current, it's all within, I think I wrote in the description, it's either all 2 years old or 3 years old. I can't remember, like 3 years and newer. But yeah, that's there for you guys if you want that. And go stream You That One. You just heard
Please
the
stream it,
whole story of how we wrote
download
it.
it.
So yeah, download it,
It
Shazam
don't count unless you
it.
download it because you got to stream it like 50 billion times.
Right. So definitely download it or buy it on iTunes. Pretty sure it's still 99 cents.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you, Isaiah, for doing this with me.
Thank God.
Can you definitely save it to your page? And then if you can email it to me, great. But if that doesn't, or if you can text it to me, great. If not, then I'll figure out a way to get it. But I'll let you know when I have it so you can take it down if you want after I
We'll
got it.
do. We'll
Cool.
do.
All
Man,
right.
it was.
Bye, everybody.
Oh.
What were you going to say, though?
No, I was just saying bye.
Oh, okay. Lots of hugs. Bye. Have a good haircut.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Yep. And that's it, man. Yeah, that's it.